So I'm here outside my jacuzzi today. It's a pretty nice day. And I've been thinking, and I wanted to share with you guys the one thing that you really need to know if you want to become rich in your life. How are you guys doing today? My name is Apple, and today I'm sharing with you guys my #1 tip on how to become rich in your life. And it's quick and simple. It really is. You got to know how to sell things. And what we're going to talk about in this video is why you need to know how to sell things, what knowing how to sell things entails, and how you can actually go and figure out how to sell things to people. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And the first thing we're going to talk about is, what does selling things to people, what does selling even mean? And at its most basic, to me, selling really just means getting people to give you money. And this doesn't have to be shady at all. This doesn't have to be like a used car salesman approach. This really just means being able to accurately convey the value that a product or service or really anything is going to bring to someone in a clear and concise manner so that they are prepared to pay you because they see actual value in the things that you were trying to get them to buy from you. And this really doesn't have to be in a monetary sense at all. I mean, obviously you can go out and sell used cars, you can sell iPhone cases, you can sell anything you want, but you can also sell yourself to people. Like if you're in a job interview, it's really important that you know how to accurately convey your strengths, your weaknesses, so that your employer knows what they can expect from you and whether or not you're going to be a good fit for this position. You need to be able to sell yourself, you need to be able to sell products, services, really anything, whether that involves money or not. Beyond getting people to give you money, selling really just comes down to being able to clearly illustrate why something is going to benefit somebody else. So why you are going to benefit your employer at this position, why this phone case is going to benefit your customers, is going to make them more popular, is it going to make their phone protected, is it going to make them, I don't know, is it going to make them represent their favorite band. Any of these things, you got to represent, you got to get people to know why this product, service, whatever is going to help them get to a place that they want to be. You got to be able to sell an experience, not just features. Really any point where somebody has a choice in their lives, any point where they come into, okay, am I going to do A or B or A, B or C or any of these multiple options, that is an opportunity for you to come in and to be able to sell something, because there's an opportunity there for you to help direct this person to one of many paths, which can in turn help you out financially and help them make the best decision possible. In the end, what selling really comes down to is creating the most value for everybody, not just putting more money in your pocket or making sure you sell them the lowest quality product possible, but it really comes down to helping other people make the best choice for them, and then in turn you are rewarded with some of that value as well for helping that person make an informed and decision that they're not going to regret in the short term. Why is it important to learn how to sell in the first place? Well, in my opinion, what it really comes down to is people are faced with so many choices throughout their lives. I mean, every day you have so many choices. I mean, are you going to walk to work? Are you going to bike to work? Are you going to take public transportation to work? Are you going to drive to work? Are you going to get an Uber to work? I mean, there are so many examples. I mean, just transportation, you've got like so many different examples, so many different options you are faced with. When you're going out for lunch, what are you going to get for lunch? Are you going to pack your own lunch? Are you going to get lunch at work? Are you going to get lunch at Chipotle? Are you going to get lunch at Qdoba? All of these different options. Are you going to get lunch at McDonald's? Like, you are faced with so many different choices in your life. I mean, these seem very simple, and then there are bigger decisions like, what kind of car are you going to buy? Are you going to buy a car in the first place? What kind of house are you going to buy? Where do you want to live? Are you going to buy or rent? And all of these choices that you're faced with, there's an opportunity for somebody to come in and to help sell something to you that is going to help you make a better decision, and is potentially going to reward them financially as well, because in that transaction they are going to be rewarded. You got all these choices, but selling is also important because it's not easily automated. So like we're seeing in the workforce right now, I mean, truck drivers as a widely used example, truck drivers are being phased out very, very quickly. I mean, if your job is to drive, you should be very, very worried about where your employment status is going to be 5 years from now. But if you're selling something, if you're a sales associate, your job is pretty well safe, at least for the time being, because it's really hard to automate these sales positions. Why is that? It's because selling something really takes interaction. It takes a lot of back and forth communication between two parties, and it's not easily done by a computer. I mean, Facebook has come out with these like messenger bots that can sort of like talk to you and help you, like help companies actually sell to you. But the sales associate position is really not going anywhere anytime in the near future. So if you are selling something, you're doing pretty well, you're making a fair bit of money, and your job is pretty well secure, at least for the time being. Because this is an interactive process, you really do need a skilled human being. We're going to talk about what you actually need to be able to sell things in a bit, but you need a skilled human being to do this position. You can't just pull off the line worker at McDonald's, the drive-through worker, put them on the phone and have them start selling like insurance policies. Like, that's not going to go very well, because you need a skilled worker, somebody who has been trained in how to do this. They know the benefits, they know the costs associated with exactly what they're selling, so they can accurately answer people's questions, because selling really does come down to answering people's questions in an effective way and in a way that makes you sound competent and your product sound appealing, so that they are much more likely to go with your product or service rather than one of the multitude of other choices they have. Because really, you have to understand that in any scenario, no matter what you're selling, there are going to be people selling either the exact same thing, similar things, or something that could substitute for what you're selling. You're never selling something that's completely unique. There are always going to be substitutions, and your job as a seller is to really show that your product is far, far superior to anything that could potentially code as a substitution in your buyer's mind, and to show them that what you're selling has real value and the most value out of anything that they're going to find. To build a relationship with that potential customer, because it's hard. You can't automate a relationship. Like, if you have a relationship, like my grandpa is an insurance agent. He sells life insurance, and his customers, they have a really deep relationship with him because they've been working with him, they've been talking with him for such a long time that he has built these really, really deep relationships, and he is an invaluable part of the company that he works for. So, I mean, if you're able to build those real relationships, you're able to actually talk to people, you're able to make people feel welcome, like they are competent. You never want to make people feel stupid when you're trying to sell them something, because then they just get scared and they make a bad decision, they don't make any decision. So you really want to make sure you make people feel like they're in control and like you have something that fits their needs perfectly. Move on to the fun stuff of how to actually sell things. The first thing you got to know, the absolute most important thing you have to know about selling things to people, is that people buy feelings, not features. So for example, if you're selling a t-shirt, why do people buy a t-shirt? They don't buy it for the feature of having some clothing item to cover their body. They can get that anywhere. They can go to the dollar store and buy a $1 white t-shirt. Why would they buy your t-shirt? Well, if it has a logo on it, they're going to buy it because it makes them feel like they have a certain status. Or if it has a band on it, they're going to buy it because it makes them seem cool. Or people are buying feelings every single day. When you make a purchase, 9 times out of 10, you are buying a feeling, not a feature. So you got to keep that in mind when you're selling to people. And even if you think, oh, this computer has the coolest graphics processing card and the CPU is so many whatever, most people aren't going to care about that. I mean, they're going to want to know, is this computer fast? Does it look good? But like, they don't care about the specifics. They don't care about the features necessarily. Maybe if you're a real techie, you might. But for the most part, people are going to buy feelings. They're going to buy a Apple computer, not because it has the fastest processor, but because it has that Apple logo on it, because it gives them that feeling that they are a part of something, that they belong to something bigger by owning Apple products. They're not going to buy it based on it has this certain graphics card that they couldn't find anywhere else. No, that's not why people buy things, and you really have to keep that in mind whenever you are selling anything to anyone. Do that, you got to make sure you sell the feelings and the benefits that people are going to receive when they buy this product, service, whatever, rather than just the features. So rather than saying this computer has a whatever graphics card, I don't know why I'm using this example, I know nothing about the innards of a computer, it's going to stream video so fast and it's going to look so good, rather than telling them about the specifics of anything inside the computer. The benefits are what they care about, not the features. And under the benefits, you can start with the features, but from there, what you got to do is you got to ask why. So if you say, okay, this computer has a really nice graphics card, next question you ask is, why would somebody care about that? Well, they want to be able to see their picture more clearly on their screen. Now, why do they want to see a clear picture? Because when they're watching Netflix, they want it to look extra crisp. Now, why do they want their Netflix to look extra crisp? Maybe because they want to impress somebody who they're having over to watch Netflix with. Why do they want to impress that person? Because they want to have a relationship. Why do they want to have a relationship? Because they want to be happy. And pretty much every time you ask why, if you ask it enough times, you're going to get down to the root cause of people wanting to be happy And in the end, people want to be happy. They want to live a happy and fulfilled life. So that is what you're selling pretty much anytime you sell anything. It really comes down to you want to make people happy. You want people to be happy with the purchases that they make. And so you really have to drill down to that, and then from there look at the specific benefits that your thing provides that make people happy. So in this case, you maybe say like your Netflix will be extra crisp if you buy this computer. Stuff like that, rather than saying specifics about the features of the thing. And that's going to drill you down to your unique selling proposition, and that's your USP. And that's just like that's something that you really want to know, like why is your thing special? Why would somebody buy your thing over your competitors, over your substitutes? That's your unique selling proposition. You really got to keep that in mind at all times. Now, in action, when you're selling stuff, what you got to do, first of all, big thing you got to do that so many people forget to do is you got to listen to people. Because in the end, you're trying to sell something that's going to provide value to them. How do you know it's going to give them value if you don't even listen to them in the first place? If you come in guns blazing, just pitching somebody something right out of the gate, and you have no idea what they want, no idea where they're coming from, you're not going to get anywhere with that person. You're not going to sell them something that they're going to be fulfilled with, that they're going to build a relationship with you with, because you didn't listen to them. You didn't even know what they needed, so you just sold them something because you wanted to make a buck, and then you lost them as a customer right away. You want to build lasting relationships, because having repeat customers is really, really where it's at as far as creating real income. It's so much cheaper to sell to an existing customer than to bring in a new customer. Obviously, it's marketing 101 stuff right there, but you really got to keep that in mind. You really got to listen to people from the get-go. You got to make honest pitches. So you got to be real with people. I mean, if you want to keep somebody as a customer, you got to tell them what this thing's actually going to do, what it's actually going to cost them, and what they can actually expect from it. Because if you sell them something if you sell them this expectation of something that you don't deliver on, they're never going to come back. They're going to leave you bad Yelp reviews, and they're just going to dip forever. They're never going to come back. They're always going to tell their friends, wow, this person sucks, never buy anything from them. It's a complete waste of money. And that's exactly not what you want to do if you are trying to sell something, if you're trying to build a business for the long term. Get a good match here. You really want to provide value, and if you're not listening to what they need, how are you going to know what to try to sell them? You're just going to sell them whatever you want, whatever's going to make you the most money, and if that doesn't line up with what they need, they're never going to come back. And you really, really want people to come back because you want to be providing serious value for people. And what it really comes down to, you got to remember, everybody has the same goal here. Everybody wants to walk away with some value, whether that be in the form of a new product or service, in the form of a new employee, in the form of some money in your pocket. Like, everybody wants to walk away with some value, and that can really, really be done if you know how to sell, you know how to sell effectively, and you know why selling is important. So that was the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you got some value from this, be sure to share this with a friend. For more videos like this. I don't know if I'll film any more in my hot tub, but you never know. Maybe if we get enough positive feedback on this video, we will. I'll see you guys in the next one, and until next time.